There was a point at which we all three drove the wrong way down a one-way street.
Nice.
And it wasn't until Over the Hill crested all these lights, and Jake and my buddy Jack were like, Dag, get on the other side of the road. Go, get on the sidewalk. And I'm like,
Just three cool guys busting in their pants, selling crank, and splitting wigs.
Hello and welcome to Grass Touchers, the show where the three of us pals get together about once a week and we discuss video games, how little time we have for them, but how life is grand anyway. I am Jake.
I'm Donovan Wiener Schnitzel III.
Nice, dude.
and I'm
Donovan,
Jared.
Pleasure to have you. Yeah.
Greg's
Pleasure
out
to have
today.
you on the pod, Donovan.
Greg's out sick today. He's he was rollerblading with his son and he fell and he hurt himself, so he's in urgent care right now. So actually, yeah, and
rollerblading with a baby.
he might not be able to podcast anymore, but we have Donovan Wiener Schnitzel the third here, and now we can say anything we want because he can't get in trouble. So there we go.
That's right.
Loophole.
That's right. Good deal. Well, Jared, catch us up. How's your week been? What you been up to? Tell us about the video games.
Oh, well, golly. I have started playing as Magnus a little more on Dota. I mentioned that a couple weeks ago. That is fun. The learning curve is brutal on a game that you I can feel really, really good and really useful as one character, and then I'll get in and I feel like a naked chimp as another. No. Yeah, so I've been getting reacquainted with that character. To be fair, he can be difficult. There's a lot of spacing and setup and all. You have to be very conscious when you're playing him, but I'm having a great time. It's like I'm playing another game, a brand new game on the game that I've been playing for years. Aside from that, I made a small foray into Tarkov this weekend, and I mentioned it to Jake, and I said that I would expound upon it today.
Yeah, saved it for the pod. Let's hear it.
Yeah, so this was fun. So I start Tarkov up just to get some insurance stuff put back in my backpack before they expire, because they go away if you don't get your insurance stuff. So I go down to click on messages, and I accidentally click the PvP button. There's a button on the main menu that toggles between the PvE and the PvP, and for some reason, because Battlestate Games is incapable of doing anything that takes less than 35 seconds to. I don't know why that's just how that goes, because everything bounces off the servers. And so I go into PvP, and it's like a new wipe since I've played. So then they're making me create my guy and do all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, I get it. And there's just a speck in the back of my mind that's like, are we interested in playing PvP? So I go into my backpack and I say, not only am I going to try PvP, I'm going to do that Pestily thing where you delete everything. So I sold everything that I had, and then I deleted the money. I didn't even keep any of the money. I went with absolute zero.
Zero. Talk about naked chimp.
Naked chimp. It's a naked chimp playthrough. And and talk about absolute zero. I go into ground zeros because that's where the first quests are. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try and play the game. Uh-huh. And I get in, and I've got my knife, and it's like right up my alley. I'm like, I don't know what you guys.
The knife. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I had my knife. I guess that breaks the rules of the great.
I thought you were hardcore, but I mean,
does Pestily not even have his knife?
Nope, not a thing.
Dang, I should have done that. But anyways. It ends up not being useful to me, and I'll tell you why. But I have hobo fantasies. I have hobo dreams. In some ways, I would like to start at absolute zero in my life. In some ways, like I would love to, I wouldn't love it, but there's part of me that is intrigued by and would be satisfied by a scenario in which I wake up, I own absolutely nothing, but maybe some clothes on my back and front, if you know what I'm saying. And it's like, go.
Just the back. You have
figure it out. Yeah, they're just on my. Yeah, it's one of those Velcro tuxedo,
coat, no buttons.
Right. It's just completely
hospital
exposed
gown,
in front.
butt hanging out.
Right. And I would. It's intriguing to me to start from zero and see how far I can go. I do that with RimWorld all the time. I do naked whatever runs on RimWorld where you just start with absolutely nothing.
Right.
And so I'm in there. I'm in ground zeros. I'm running around. I pick up an SKS out of a crate. Actually, it had 9 rounds in it. I find the mounted machine guns for the quest. I hear somebody shooting outside, and I'm kind of hiding, because I'm trying to play smart, trying to survive, and I'm having fun. I'm like, wow, this is actually fun. I kill a scav, and I take his double barrel shotgun, and I'm running around outside, and I blow away his scav with double barrel, break, reloading, and I'm nailing scavs.
Yeah.
And I clear this street out, and I'm like, nice, I'm 0 to hero. And I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm doing it. And so I go over, and I'm looting this scav, and he's got a pump action shotgun. I'm like, great, I'm going to take my shells. I'm upgrading already. I'm moving up. George Jefferson. You know what I mean? Beans, what is it? Beans don't burn on the grill.
What are you saying right now? Beans don't burn on the grill.
Kitchen, don't burn on the grill. Well, Taylor, get up that hill. You know what I'm talking about. Because moving on up to the east side. So I was George Jefferson.
Okay.
Until I was...
From what show?
The Jeffersons.
Oh.
Yeah. So I went from...
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a pop culture podcast.
except for I wasn't George. I went from, in one fell swoop, in one wrong misclick, and it wasn't even a misclick, actually, I become Wheezy Jefferson. I right-click, discard my double-barrel shotgun so that I can pull over the pump-action shotgun, and it's blinking. The double barrel's blinking because that's what happens.
Double barrel glitch, dude.
Is that a thing?
This wipe, there is a glitch with the double barrel shotgun where you can't get it out of your inventory and it wrecks the rest of your raid.
You don't say. So it's blinking and it's not going anywhere. And I'm like, oh, I want this shotgun. And finally I give up. And I'm like, okay, fine. Okay, Tarkov, I get it. And so I run up. I'm right up the road from the Nakatani building, running up to get the other Udio's mounted machine gun. I go up there, click, ding, I get it. I go down and I hear somebody down, and I switch to that SKS that has like 9 rounds in it, and I'm like, all right, I got to make this work. I got to kill this guy within these. And I peek around the corner, see him, iron sights, click, goose egg. Nothing happens.
Nothing, dude.
And I'm like, oh, that was weird. I checked the gun and everything. I'm looking, and the double barrel is still blinking. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to the whole picture's starting to come into view here, and I'm clicking, and there's nothing, and then I'm trying, and I'm peeking him to see if I can get him to come up because I have my knife. Switch to my knife. I run around. I go behind him. I'm beating this scav with my knife for like 20 seconds straight until I run out of stamina.
Yeah.
And then the whole picture does finally come into view, and I've realized that Tarkov hates me. And Battlestate games, it turns out I'm not the naked chimp. They're the naked chimp. And
bunch of them in a studio making a game.
I get killed by the scav, and my screen goes black, and I immediately just pick up my phone because I'm like, you know what? This game sucks. I'm going to give it the 5 minutes it takes to load out of a raid. Why? I don't know. And I'm sitting there, and like 15 minutes passes, and I hear, chicken breaky. And I'm still in the raid. It bugged me so hard that it killed me, but it never loaded me out of the raid. This game is so fundamentally broken sometimes. It is amazing. I tried to do one fun thing, and the first raid I did, the game broke irrevocably and just tore down any hope I had of having a good time that day on it. And I know this is coming hot on the heels of us probably playing this in the next 15 minutes, but I just wanted to tell you guys that and say that it sucks, and don't buy it unless you're brave and can endure this kind of stuff. You need to have a lot of patience. Other than that, I've been fine. Donovan, Mr. Wiener Schnitzel, how was your week?
As far as video games, not a lot. I'll have a lot to talk about when we talk about our boys' weekend recently. Which Jake and I are going to get into. Jake?
I have played not only Tarkov, which fans of the show may already know. Me and Jared got a little Tarkov in last week and recorded a pod while doing so. Check out the YouTube channel for that. I did play a little Tarkov, but I also, because of our segment we had the other week talking about our unplayed libraries, Deg, you brought up Horizon Zero Dawn. Excuse me.
Yes.
Horizon Zero Deg.
There we go.
And
nice.
That's a game that I played on my PC shortly after I built it because it was such a gorgeous game. I was like, this is going to be one of those games that I use to like put this 3070, through its paces. And it was a great time, and I kept playing the game. I really enjoyed it. But I did play on mouse and keyboard. It wasn't a controller, experience that I went for that first time. And I kind of dropped it after, I don't know, 30 hours, I kind of got through the story, didn't finish the game, took my time, being a little bit of a completionist. It's got that kind of Ubisoft map full of icons kind of thing going on,
Yeah.
But there's certain systems in the game that make it a little bit less cumbersome.
Is it an Ubisoft game?
No, it's not actually. It's Guerrilla Games. Guerrilla Games. Also famous for... Oh, Killzone. They've also made the Killzone games. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn. So what I did was I put Horizon Zero Dawn on the Steam Deck, and it runs really pretty well, especially after you tweak a couple things. By default, it loaded the game with, like, ultra quality. And believe it or not, as long as there's not a buttload of enemies on the screen, or you're not looking at too big of, like, a field of view, you're getting, like, 30, 35, sometimes 40 frames a second on ultra at the default, 700p, like, resolution on the Steam Deck. So, with that said, I did bring the settings down to, like, medium. Still looks great. Turned on some of the AI-generated magic frame generation stuff, DLSS or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, that game is super fun on the Steam Deck because while it is a very engrossing game, like, ideally you sit on your couch with a PS7 Pro, right, and get that 4K OLED TV surround sound like adventure game kind of thing going on. But I don't have, a console, so I just use Steam Deck, and it rules. My next experiment is going to be to use the Steam Link feature, where my computer is running the game, and I'm playing it on the Steam Deck to just really maximize performance and get it really, really humming along. But yeah, I've really enjoyed that game. I've tried to just forget everything I know about Horizon Zero Dawn from my previous run. I just started fresh. I'm not playing like a completionist. I'm doing whatever's fun. And it's a really sweet game. So I've been enjoying that, just kind of single player. It's also something you can, there's lots of little campfires that you just run up and you quick save at. So it makes it easy to pick up and put down. I can do it in a nice tight 20 minutes on that game. Slay some robot dinosaurs and move on. It's very, very cool. And I feel like I'm better at that game than I was before. Like controller, there's aim assist or something. It just works. Yeah, works really well on the Steam Deck. So buyer beware.
Have you played?
There's a lot of content out there, and it's a lot of money if you want to get the whole. It's like the complete edition with like the DLC.
Right.
Sorry, Dag. What were you saying?
I was going to ask if you've played the sequel, Forbidden West.
I have not. I think I want to. The story is like not nothing in Horizon Zero Dawn, and I want to re-engage with that. I think I've avoided spoilers on that. I just remember the story from whatever I played before, so I'd like to play Forbidden West if I can get through Zero Dawn. Because honestly, that game's like kind of old, but it looks gorgeous. Yeah. It's got that Crisis thing going on, where when it first came out, it was pretty tough to run. And then it got optimized, and it got dropped on PC, and it sort of got better and better and better. So now you can sit there and play it on your freaking couch on a Steam Deck, and that game is just gorgeous. The OLED screen on the Steam Deck is really, really popping off. So very cool. Yeah, Tarkov and Horizon. Let's talk about the main segment, though. The boys. For the boys, we decided several months ago that we were going to go see Corey Wong, me and Douglas. Jared, unfortunately, had to be left out of this one. Bummersville.
Okay. It's okay.
But Dag flew out here to North Carolina, and Dag, I'll let you start. Tell me about your experience this past weekend with the Corey Wong concert we went to.
Well, it was the greatest experience of my life. No, wow. It was incredible. I'm very lucky that my wife, agreed to watch our son, and I didn't have to worry about that. That's like the first step in my weekend was her, watching my son. But flew out there, played some disc golf, had some amazing sushi.
Oh my gosh.
And then we saw Corey Wong, and he was, I told my wife this, and I told a buddy of mine, Michael, this before I went out there. One of my biggest concerns, which is like such a first world, concern, was I've seen, Saturday was my third time seeing him, right?
Right.
So 2 times before that, the first 2 times were inside, right? They were in,
right,
indoor venues, and he was incredible. Like the balance, not to speak, even of the quality of the playing, which was otherworldly, just like makes me want to cry.
Musicianship, dude, huge.
Not even speaking of that, but just the balance and the way his crew had set up them for that venue was incredible. I had my doubts about them being outside.
Yes.
And when I heard the band, there were 2 bands that went before him, one of which was playing as we walked in, and one of which played after we kind of sat down, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Hearing them, I was like, man, outdoor venue, all right, it's not going to sound that good. Of course, in typical Corey Wong fashion, it's perfect. It sounds exactly the same outside as it does inside, because it's Corey Wong, and he's amazing. He's amazing. Yeah. I mean, it was unbelievable.
His whole crew, the whole production.
I mean, every second of everything they played was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And I've got several videos on my phone of us just like hugging each other and just like
You guys are gay.
yeah. And
It was pretty gay.
It was, and I got a really funny video of Jake. I haven't sent this. I don't think I sent it to Jake. Of what was the song that Jacob Jeffries sings?
Oh, dude, you stole my bit. Okay, so my turn. My favorite part about...
Hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
And then you can go off on your thing because I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
But like there were so many moments where we just like all of us dudes just like embraced and we were like having a blast. And there was a song that maybe Jake knew, and then there was a song that like we all knew, but maybe I was more familiar with. And then there was a song that there was one time there was a song which Jack, the guy who we brought with us, who's my childhood friend, he had only listened to Corey Wong driving to meet us. And he was like, "Oh, this song." And Jake and I were like, "Oh, all right,
my man,
my man, that's cool." And so it was just, man, it was incredible. He sounded possibly even better. Honestly, it was probably my favorite Corey Wong experience because I got to share it with two of my best buds. But I could not have been more impressed by how he took a situation, and Jake's probably going to talk about this. He took a situation which was like a fundraiser and an outside gig, and you're not the closer for a band that you're clearly better than, and he turned it into this like we are going to rule and be off the charts amazing, and it was off the charts, just unbelievable.
They packed in so much music into their set time, which I'm going to say was maybe 45, 50 minutes.
I think it was a full hour. I remember for sure.
Was it okay? Because
yes.
I wasn't timing it or nothing, but they just didn't stop. He didn't really do, and he can be an entertainer, right? He can talk sort of in between. If you remember when we saw him in Raleigh, they did this whole like intermission segment that was kind of goofy, where they acted like sportscasters or something, and they like interviewed the band, like, "So nice first set. How do you think it's going, Peter?" And then the drummer would talk about like, "Well, I think what we got to do is we got to get out there and we got to." They did this whole bit. They didn't do anything like that. He didn't really speak between the songs, other than to say like, "Hey, thanks for being here. It's a great cause. We're happy to be a part of. 1, 2, and it just like kept going. Just didn't stop. Just kept going. Far and away, while it's hard to say you have a favorite song at a concert like this because it was so sick, they kind of broke it down for a minute, a little bit of instrumental, and it sounded just kind of 60s, 70s, vibey, pretty relaxed mid-tempo, and I was like, oh, what's this going to be? And the band got quieter, and Corey spoke on the mic. He said, "Well, it's such a great fundraiser. I just want to say it's a great thing to be a part of, and for such a special occasion, I thought I would bring out a special guest. He took the 5 a.m. flight this morning from San Francisco just to be here for you guys with us. It's my good friend Jacob Jeffries." And for those that are not in the club, dude, Jacob Jeffries has done some of the best vocal work that the Wolfpack kind of universe, the Wolfiverse, has ever done. There we go, yeah. And he's got some of his own stuff going on too, but oh my gosh, there's these songs that he sings on. Tokyo Nights is one of them from the most recent Wolfpack album that I think is just wonderful. Or excuse me, Wolfman album. It's such a collective.
Are they called Wolfman now? What's
well, so there's different bands, right? There's different bands. This is what I was just going to say, right? So it's this collective of people that I have in my head as the Wolfiverse, right? Antoine Stanley is an absolute beast, but it's not like he's on every Wolfpack song. There's lots of other Wolfpack songs that have vocals, whether it's Theo, who's kind of the main one. I'm also thinking of what's it? Not Cody Fry, because he does Corey Wong stuff. Who am I thinking of? There's that chick too. Anyway, there's a few different vocalists that sing. Yeah, there's a few different vocalists that sing with the Wolf folk. And Jacob Jeffries is maybe my favorite besides Antoine. He's like super great. So they did "How Much Do You Love Me?" with Corey Wong's crew. And it was a different take on that song with the horns and all. It was, oh my gosh, just a pleasure. When they started singing that song, I realized immediately what instrumental bit they were playing. Doom, 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 how much do you love me? I was like, so freaking good, dude. Absolutely slayed. I was dying. I took a video, but I turned it off after a little while, and I was like singing along the whole time. So Jacob Jeffries absolutely slayed. Another highlight for me was the song Meditation, which is a great kind of slow jam tune that Corey does.
Sorry, I got distracted. I thought I heard Meditation. I thought you were thinking Smile Meditation. I love that song.
Love that song.
Meditation's really good too, though. Yeah, that song's
Yeah. Smile Meditation rules. So on Meditation, the last time that I saw that live,
Eric Gales, baby.
Eric Gales came out at the Raleigh show. There's a video of the show that me and Greg went to. There's a video on the Corey Wong YouTube channel of Eric Gales solo on Meditation, and it's
I listened to it this morning on the way to work.
It's it's magnificent.
I'm not joking. I really did that.
Is a freakazoid, right? Well, this time it was Jacob Jeffries was the guest for the songs that he was a guest on, and then it was just Corey and his band the rest of the time. And so on Meditation, you didn't have the last time I heard Corey live, it was with Eric Gales taking this fat odyssey of a solo on Meditation. And so to see Corey's growth over time, to see Corey's growth over time from being a rhythm guitar player to a lead guitar player to being a bad lead guitar player, where he's playing way more solos, he's playing way more stickity boom, freaking crazy licks and stuff. Like, I really enjoyed his take on that song, kind of, putting himself in the center stage because it's his freaking band, and. I just love that guy is still out there doing it. He deserves all the success he's getting, and that band absolutely slays. Not to say nothing of the horns and like Peter on the drums, and just like there's so many times where I just looked at Greg and I was like, like I can't believe they just did that. It's that thing where a band plays a song live and they do a couple things different on that tour than they've been doing it on the album, or that they did it on the last tour, and you hear those little things if you know the band really well. And there was a bunch of those kind of moments, polyrhythmic, sort of like funkadelic, oh, they left out a couple of beats and we're back in, and it's like, they didn't do that on the album. It's pretty good. I like that they added that.
I told Jake, I was like, dude, I'm going to have like a huge bruise on my arm right here from the amount of times during the concert that you went, and you like grabbed me by the shoulder and went, like, because Jake did that about, after a few more beers, he did it after every 30 seconds, like.
Why I clutch my pearls. I can't believe you would say
he clutched my pearls many times during that concert.
Whoa, come on. Whoa, hey.
I have no idea what you're talking about. The other highlight of the weekend, to move on from Corey Wong, we rode those Lime scooters around town.
Blast and a half.
Do they have those in Tucson, Jared? The little like electric scooters that just kind of lay around on the sidewalk, and then you can like get the app and like.
Yeah, down by the campus, I think they have those.
Dude, those are so fun. They are not cost effective. I loaded $20 on there and used it all on like 4 rides probably, but it's like the funnest way to get around town with the boys after a concert or something. We just sort of scooted around, and we were really. Can't say enough about the Warehouse District in downtown Raleigh. That's where we were. There's like the Boxcar Bar Arcade. There's the amphitheater that we had the show take place at. There's our Airbnb right freaking there. There's all these great restaurants. Like, we just couldn't lose. You could try to have a bad time and fail every time. Like, it was so good. And so to be able to scoot around on those little guys, I pulled up my phone to like get a GPS going on how to get to the thing we wanted to get to, and then I would look at the instructions of the maps on my watch. So I'm like, driving this little scooter. I'm like, take it right here, guys.
Yeah, you're like a scooter gang, dude.
Yeah, we were actually for serious
out there gang, busting, splitting wigs and selling crank.
There was a point at which we all three drove the wrong way down a one-way street.
Nice.
And it wasn't until Over the Hill crested all these lights, and Jake and my buddy Jack were like, Dag, get on the other side of the road. Go, get on the sidewalk. And I'm like,
just 3 cool guys busting in their pants, selling crank, and splitting wigs.
Yeah. Oh, and the coffee the next morning was sorely needed. We ate at a
coffee was afternoon.
Sorry, yeah. The restaurant we went and had brunch at Sunday morning. It was called Whiskey Kitchen, and we had some outrageous food there that was so good. Had an Irish coffee there, but then we moved on to a coffee roaster called Black and White, and they have a coffee shop where they have freshly roasted stuff, like right freaking there, and it's just like everything's better and more expensive. Hello, in Raleigh, and if you can save up a couple of dollarinos and go have a weekend with the boys, Raleigh's got you covered, man. It was, and honestly, I say it was expensive. Some of the things we purposefully did to save money. Like dinner that night was $5 hot dogs or Papa John's, and we really only balled out the one time at the sushi place. Everything else was pretty reasonably priced. And of course, the first thing we did was play disc golf, which was a blast. We didn't even talk about that. We played 9 holes of disc golf. That's free. Like,
yeah, you just went to Cookout. Went to Cookout and got baba ganoush and freaking Italian ice, baba ganoush,
18
and
chicken nuggets, a quesadilla, and a bowl of baba ganoush for $4 at the Cookout.
Yeah,
oh,
dude.
Man.
Welcome to Cookout.
Yeah, so
honey.
Jared, not joking, that whole weekend needs to happen with you involved, my friend.
I would. You know that I
My
would love
gosh.
to. It's certainly not voluntary that I am not involved, but there will come a time when I will be able to involve myself, and involve myself I shall, and I will get us removed from the venue, dude.
He's gonna get blackout drunk. And,
I'm gonna bring a.
Jared's gonna drink for the first time.
He's gonna have
on
3
our boys'
beers.
weekend.
He's gonna have 3 beers and blackout.
I'm gonna bring a backpack full of cooked ballpark franks and try and sell them to people. And they're just like, "Hey, listen, we told you at the door, don't do that, and now we're telling you here if you do it again." And I'm gonna be like,
"You're like,
you want a hot
armpit dog?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?"
Taste this and tell me you still want to throw me out. They're like, all right, get it out of here. I'm like, no, they haven't played Bluebird yet.
You want a hot dog down
Yeah, a montage of me selling ballpark franks to people out of a trench coat.
Just like evading security guards,
just counting the money. Yeah. The shadow, the Scooby Doo, me running out of different doors and them chasing me through the doors.
My favorite, one of my favorite moments from, I have about 1,000 favorite moments from this past weekend.
I know.
But one of them was looking at Jack, our buddy, and I was like, "You realize like that saxophone player? He's playing a B flat scale. That's like literally like, which is like." On saxophone, concert B flat, their saxophone G scale is like the easiest scale ever.
Yeah,
it's the first one they learned, and that's all he's doing, and it sounds so good. He was like, "What? Is this a G scale?" I was like, "Yeah, this is fast."
Yeah. B flat pentatonic, B flat pentatonic.
Yeah.
So good.
Like so good, man.
Dang,
freaking rules, dude.
I think I played that in the bathroom of a cookout once. I think I played the pentatonic B flat straight in the old latrine there.
Oh, dude.
We've been making those awards for the guys at the base, the Air Force base, the unit, the A-10 guys. And they were gonna bring us on the base, and we're gonna go tour and check out go look at the A-10s up close and everything. And I freaking forgot my wallet, so I'll be back with that next time we're there. It was such a bummer, dude. I was so sad.
So you couldn't get on base because you didn't have ID.
Right. I would look like such a loser, dude, because I had my Hog Smoke 08 T-shirt.
You were all blinged out. I was like dripping with A10 swag.
I'm here to see the A10.
I can't believe I can.
Yeah, and they're like,
poor thing, dude.
Such a loser. But yeah, pretty weak. But we'll that's a TBD, to be continued. We're gonna get it done.
You heard it here first, folks. Stay tuned for Jared's infiltration of a United States military base.
Infiltration of a United States military base, and me selling ballpark franks out of a trench coat on said base to the pilot
on the airstrip.
Yeah,
on the tarmac,
turning a cool profit of like 14 cents per dog. But it's about the juice is the game to me. Or what does he say? What does he say in Heat? What is it? The game is the juice or something?
You told me to watch Heat, and I haven't.
And
done
you
my
haven't
homework on that one yet,
freaking done it, dude.
I know.
The juice is, doggone it, not loose.
Side note, I'm going to need you to buy an 8-pack of Oscar Mayer weenies and get on that base, dude. And I need you to go up to one of those A10s. I'm going to be like, you see, this is the general whatever. This is the GAU 8 Avenger. It's a 7-barrel Gatling gun.
You can fit
30,000 rounds a minute. Yeah. And while he's giving the speech to you and your dad and whoever else is like there, I need you to just sneak up, boop 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 boop, and slide a hot dog into each one of those barrels, dude. I need you to get a picture of an A10 with hot dogs.
Yeah, dude.
Gun barrel, dude. That'd be so sick. So yeah, Boyz Weekend, huge success. It was a good time. We're going to make sure we have full documentation of the first Boyz Weekend that we do with Jared. We're going to make sure you don't miss a beat on that one.
We barely even talked about the sushi, by the way.
I know. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with us? The sushi was so good. If you're ever in Raleigh, go to Sushi O. I'm pretty sure it stands for Sushi O.
Whoa!
Wow, that's
what you want.
Go to Sushi O.
That's great. That's exactly what we need to add to the uncooked fish market. Is people nutting in their
raw
pants.
milk. Okay, raw beef hearts over there. Okay.
No, I'm not making fun of it. I just think it's funny that people are just in Sushi-O just nutting in their pants, just being like, "This is the best sashimi I've ever had."
I was on Grass Touchers. Oh my god.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sushi O face.
Oh,
yes.
It really was pretty good though.
I bet
it was very good. Yeah. It's pretty good.
No way, it's better than Sushi
folks,
Garden, though, brother.
Sushi Garden? What is that?
It's a Tucson sushi place. It's next to the GameStop. It's next to the It's next to GameStop at the
That's
where
how you
they
know it's good.
They've recently gutted the Foothills Mall over here. They're turning it into like a 3 triple-decker like apartment.
Wait, I know what you're talking
thing.
about. Sushi Garden. I think I've been there with Andrade.
It's probably good. I'm sure it's good. It being next to GameStop, you could either be like, that sounds dumb, or you could be cool and be like, that sounds awesome. I can jump in Sushi Garden, get some freaking
Sushi magoosh.
You get some douche magoosh.
Some
and then
douche magoosh. Not douche magoosh.
Douche broosh over at Sushi Garden. Pop over to GameStop, buy a Funko Pop, and Paperboy for the original Game Boy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Just weeb right out. Man,
just weeb out. Sorry.
No, you're good. It's just I'll try again. Yeah.
Oh, Jared, folks. Jared, hold that pose. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Go. The third time. All right. Yeah. Excellent.
Do that pose again, Jared. Hold on.
What pose?
Well, you were like, yes, hold on.
No, you're doing something foul, dude. Not a chance. Not a chance.
Take a photo.
Oh,
yes,
no.
That's so good.
Gosh.
Oh, so
great. Great.
Oh, man. Well, folks, listen, we are so glad that you joined us this week. Be sure to stay tuned to not only our Instagram feed and here on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, but on YouTube. We're going to do a little recording right now of a little game sesh, maybe 1 or 2 raids, and we hope to see you there. Let us know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, comment, follow, etc. And until next week, we hope you get out there, enjoy yourself, and touch some grass.
Dang.